Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
This is the MFS Wellness Podcast. I am Mike Sinopoli, and this is the Thanksgiving episode. I like to do these cliche type things. It's just me. It's who I am. I like the holidays. I'm a dork, and I love it. So we're doing Thanksgiving here, and what I have for you is the results from the polls that I put on social media, up on Instagram, as well as the question responses, and I have a list of Thanksgiving facts that might be interesting to go off of from housebeautiful.com. And to kind of go after what I was saying on the last episode as far as holiday pitfalls go, I'm not going to spend too much time there because I've kind of talked about it a little bit too much. But with Thanksgiving coming up this week, you know, we have to stop with this fear-based shit around a holiday. It's literally a sector of time, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours tops, where you eat some fucking food, you know, man. Like, I don't understand it. I'm still just baffled at how ingrained this fat gain around holidays kind of became a thing. And it's bottom line is it's 4 to 5 days throughout the holidays within 6-7 weeks. And the only reason you're going to put on any holiday weight is because you gave up on your day-to-day and you're not moving around as much. You're eating like total crap. And you're just placeholding that New Year's resolution for some salvaging of whatever you've done to yourself up until then. That's a choice you can make. Maybe you like to shut down during the holidays and you get on a good pace in January and you know what you're doing. Go for it. Do that. But if you don't know what you're doing and you keep sending those New Year's resolutions out into the world and they come back and slap you in the face by mid-January and they're no longer good, you want to kind of think of something else and maybe just base your whole eating around the holidays a little differently and focus on that. And don't even think about it around the holidays. Don't even think about the food. Go there and have fun and put it all out of your head. You're not going to destroy yourself in these little 5-hour sectors of time with your family. And just bottom line, if you want some hints, eat some protein and vegetables first. Go for the turkey right away and the vegetables first plate right there. Fill up a little more on that so you don't gorge on the stuffing and mashed potatoes. And you know what? Maybe you accidentally hit your protein target that day. And if you don't, who gives a shit? It's fucking Thanksgiving. So again, that's one thing you can do. If you're going to drink, you know, use a 0-calorie mixer or drink light or whatever it is, or don't drink at all. Don't snack on crap you can eat anywhere. If there's a bowl of Fritos or Ruffles or Doritos, what are you eating that for? You don't need that shit. That can be eaten at any point. Eat the good stuff, the homemade shit, the shit you don't eat every year. So that's kind of just what you do and have fun and don't think about it, because overthinking is worse than overeating on holidays. Because if you're overthinking, you're not present. You're already having a bad relationship with food where it's consuming your mind. Therefore, you're not enjoying what you're eating because you're thinking about it too much. Enjoy it, go with it, and do better the next meal if you didn't feel good about it. That's all you can do. And I'm going to stop talking about it right here because that's enough of it. So yeah. Anyways, with Thanksgiving coming up, and like I said, you know, we kind of tend to shut down around this time of year a little bit, but, you know, try not to. Do your best. And some fun facts here about Thanksgiving that I wanted to get out there that I thought was kind of interesting. And we'll go through some of this in the polls as well, especially this first one here. And I'm going to read all of these from this website here. This is from housebeautiful.com, and 25 fun Thanksgiving facts you want to know and tell everyone you know. Sure, whatever you want to do. So, you know, the first turkey trot dates back to the 1890s. So the first turkey trot was in Buffalo, New York, Thanksgiving morning, 1896. Only 6 runners participated in the race that year, running on stretches of dirt roads for roughly 5 miles. So, yeah, turkey trots is always like this, run on Thanksgiving that people do that, it's just a tradition. It's cool. I support it. I think it's great. Go for it. Do it if it's a tradition. Do it if you like to do it. Any movement is great. But, I would say that if you're going to overeat this day, and depending on what your goals are right now, it's not a bad idea. Instead of waking up early for a turkey trot to go run around, and you're not burning the calories off no matter what from what you're going to eat later, I'm sure. So go to the gym and lift some weights. and getting yourself into a surplus with that. And, the gym is crowded on Thanksgiving. I used to go, I don't so much anymore, but I would like to go to the gym on Thanksgiving, but I always thought it was, in my brain, I thought it was going to be dead. And it was going to be only one there is going to be me. And because it's a holiday, everyone's doing their own thing. I'm just going to sneak off to the gym here. But you realize that everyone has that same idea and they're in there and it's actually more crowded. Almost to the point where I don't want to be there. So I've sort of stopped doing it. And I said I don't need to. So I don't. But I think it's still a great idea. Either one, staying active. Pumpkin pie isn't actually Thanksgiving's favorite pie. So I have a poll that I did from Instagram. But the dessert has been an important part of Thanksgiving since the 1700s. However, the American Pie Council. Now, I did not know there was such a thing called that. And I thought that was maybe the writing team for the movie American Pie, the American Pie Council, but there is an American Pie Council. And I wonder how you get on that board and what qualifications you need to be on a pie council. I would like to inquire about this because I'm interested in pie. But anyways, the American Pie Council is putting an end to the pumpkin versus apple pie debate. According to its research, apple pies are America's favorite, with pumpkin coming in second place. So there you go. The traditional pumpkin pie is not the favorite, according to this council, and apple pie remains the staple. Female turkeys do not gobble. So all you 40-something-year-olds with your wine going gobble, gobble to all your relatives when you come in, you're actually providing some false science to people. That is not accurate. So only male turkeys make the gobble gobble sound, and I don't know why. It doesn't say here. Females make other noises such as purring and cackling. Well, that translates a little bit to humans, doesn't it? Men gobbling, women purring and cackling. We're all the same. We're all a bunch of turkeys. The first Thanksgiving was actually a 3-day festival. Now I wish that was still the same. It kind of is still. You still do your Black Friday stuff. Some people, some people are still doing the Black Wednesday thing. If you don't know what that is, that's an old tradition. I think it's old now. I don't know. But when I was young, we would go out on Thanksgiving Eve and just get annihilated drunk. And and then usually I would spend Thanksgiving in a haze with that bottomless pit stomach. I kind of went with it because I was able to just keep eating food and just keep it going. But again, that's when I quit. So it's kind of like that. A lot of people get the Black Friday off unless you're in retail or some other job that doesn't get those types of luxuries. But so it was a 3-day festival back in the day. The first Thanksgiving was celebrated in 1621 as a harvest festival. It included 50 pilgrims, 90 Wampanoag Indians, and it lasted 3 days. Historians believe that only 5 women were present. I don't know the relevance of that, but they added that in. Okay. The tradition of football on Thanksgiving was started by college teams. Okay, so the tradition of football on Thanksgiving began in 1876 with a game between Yale and Princeton, and the first NFL games were played on Thanksgiving in 1920. So now you know that it's an all-day thing, football. It starts up around 11 o'clock and goes all the way until nearly 11 p.m. here Central Time. Which is cool. I think having football on all day is great. I used to be a massive football fan, and I have sort of died down my sports fandom in general for various reasons, none of which were really intentional, just sort of faded away, needed to do some different things myself. But I do like the idea of football on Thanksgiving and watching the games and having that on. I think it's a cool tradition. You do get the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys every single year for that. So historians have no record of turkey being eaten at the first Thanksgiving. So I don't know how they figured that out, how they found out, but apparently these historians don't believe turkey was there. And Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird. So I don't know. That's how it all got together. The first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade featured Central Park Zoo animals, and it was originally called the Macy's Christmas Parade to kick off the holiday season. It was held in 1924. The first parade included monkeys, bears, camels, elephants, all borrowed from the Central Park Zoo, instead of the balloon characters. Now, I guess we're probably better off with the balloons and all that, because I'm sure the animal cruelty activists would be out for parading animals, as well as the smell of feces and whatever else comes out of those zoo animals just permeating the air on Thanksgiving Day throughout New York City. I find appalling and probably not a good idea. All right, Snoopy has made the most appearances of any balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and debuted in 1968. What else we got here? What's interesting? I don't want to read the boring ones. Here we go. The first professional Thanksgiving Day football game was played in 1920, like we said before. Football fans whipped these stats out from the results of that year's game. So there was 6 games. And now I couldn't help but laugh here a little bit because the names of the football teams are hilarious. Like they're weird, some of them. Like back 100 years ago, like what were they thinking? Here's the names of the teams. Some of them not so weird, but you got the Akron Pros, the Canton Bulldogs, the Decatur Staleys, Chicago Tigers, the Elyria Athletics, the Columbus Panhandles. Here's one. The Dayton Triangles, the Detroit Heralds, the Chicago Boosters. Was that a COVID team? The Hammond Pros. So you can see we got pros twice. And then the All Tonwandas and the Rochester Jeffersons. Now, I think those are some goofy names, none of which are still standing. A couple in Chicago, along with Decatur being here in Illinois, so very much crowded there in that area. Thanksgiving was celebrated on the third Thursday in November. Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving Day song, believe it or not. Let's see here. What else we got? Butterball has had a turkey talk line for 40 years. So Butterball has a line where if you're struggling making your turkey, you can call them and someone will answer to help you. I did not know that, but each year Butterball experts answer more than 100,000 questions for households. Unbelievable. Now, I'm making a turkey this year myself for the first time, so I'm going to remember that there is a hotline for me to call. And I guess, speaking of the turkeys, and I guess it is worth their time, Butterball is a very large company, and each year we have about 46 million turkeys that are cooked. 46 million turkeys made. The turkey's tryptophan doesn't make you tired. Now, that's another one that's bullshit. Tryptophan is not the culprit of your lethargy on Thanksgiving. It is overeating. You overate. That is all it is. You ate too much food. It's probably very rich and thick. Due to our high processed food societies is low in satiety, you're probably eating some of the most satiating food that you can have all year on this day, and you're not used to it. Therefore, you are eating similar amounts, but it's more dense and you're growing more full. So that is probably what happens. The majority of Americans secretly dislike classic Thanksgiving dishes, but eat them anyways. So here's a stat. Excuse me. I got a cough, so you're going to deal with this. And, I didn't know if I was going to record or not because of my cough, but we're just going to do it. So I'm feeling better and thankful for that. A whopping 68% of Americans dislike Thanksgiving dishes like canned cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, and even the turkey itself. According to a 2019 Instacart survey, more than 2,000 U.S. adults conducted on a Harris poll, but they'll still eat them in honor of the tradition. Times are changing, however. 30% of Thanksgiving dinner hosts have served something other than turkey as their main course. Pork is the second most popular option. I'm sure with the growing amount of fear-based propaganda around the terrors of eating meat, which is fake as hell, we're probably getting more veganism out there and people eating some sort of pretend meat turkey that is made in a lab with 19,000 different ingredients. But anyways, many people enjoy Thanksgiving leftovers more than the meal itself, apparently. I'm sure there was a study, but according to, here it is, the Harris poll again, 2015, people actually enjoy leftovers more than the actual meal. So confidently eat your leftovers, stuffing, mashed potatoes, because you won't be the only one doing so, says this. I think people enjoy the leftovers more than the food itself because at the event itself, they're too preoccupied with socializing and talking and doing things that they can't enjoy the food, but they take home a few baskets or whatever the hell it was left over. The next day, they heat it up. They're on the couch by themselves watching TV, and the food is just more enjoyable when you're by yourself, in your pajamas, on your couch, in your home, watching TV, and just going to town without anybody looking at you or having to worry about small talk while you're trying to choke down some food. So I think that's the reason. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if that's accurate, but that is my best guess. Thanksgiving leftovers led to the invention of iconic TV dinners. Okay, so in 1953, an overzealous Swanson employee overestimated the number of frozen turkeys the company should order for Thanksgiving and left them with 260 tons of extra turkey after the holiday. So a salesperson came up with this and individualized the leftovers in a frozen kind of turkey-type dinner that you would see at the grocery store, I guess. So that's how that kind of came to be, the TV dinners. Don't think those are even a thing much anymore. I mean, I still see them, but I never buy them, and I don't know anyone that still does. So President George H.W. Bush was the first to pardon a turkey. He pardoned a turkey. The 41st president pardoned the first turkey that is assured a bird would never become somebody's dinner. After noticing the 50-pound bird looked a little antsy at his Thanksgiving proclamation. Since then, every president has upheld the tradition, and a few turkeys have gone on to serve this purpose. This doesn't make any sense. In 2005 and 2009, the birds went to Disneyland and Disney World parks to participate in their annual Thanksgiving parades. So this is America for you people. I don't care who the president is. I don't give a shit. But we are pardoning birds and bringing them to amusement parks. And we have kids and other people who would love to do this and be taken to these parks. But we're going to take a bird there. There are innocent people that need pardoning. There are kids who can't afford to get to Disneyland or Disney World and may never get there in their youth. But the presidents, they're taking the bird. They're taking turkeys to the amusement parks, guys. They care about us. Speaking of presidents, Calvin Coolidge was the first to pardon a raccoon in relation to Thanksgiving. So he pardoned a raccoon. Yes, you read that right, according to this article. In November of 1926, President Calvin Coolidge was gifted a live raccoon intended to be his Thanksgiving dinner. See how weird shit was just 100 years ago? People were going to eat raccoons. He wasn't super into the idea of eating raccoon, so he decided to keep it as a pet instead. Still weird. This wasn't unusual, as the president and first lady, Grace Coolidge, were known to be animal lovers. They were often randomly sent pets, including unconventional ones like a bear and lion cubs. So there you go. Calvin Coolidge pardoned a raccoon, didn't want to eat it, kept it as a pet, and had weird animals all over the place in the White House. Here we go. I just mentioned this before. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving is known as Drinksgiving. I've never heard it called that. We called it Black Wednesday. Yeah, like I said, it's a shit show. It's amateur hour. I don't participate any longer because I'm an old man, and going to a crowded bar with a bunch of drunken Chads and Brads doesn't sound a lot of fun at all. Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is the busiest day for plumbers. So yeah, you're thinking that's the day for shopping, but nope. Busy day for plumbers, and you know why, because everybody overate and they're shitting their brains out, clogging toilets. You know, they got that 4-ply shit going, and they're just overdoing it. They're on their phone, forgetting how many counts of wiping they got, and the toilet is just getting overflowed with toilet paper and shit and whatever else is coming out of people the day after Thanksgiving. So there you go. That's a lovely image to think about. And lastly, the turkey bird is actually linked to the country of Turkey. So I never knew that. The turkey bird got its name from the country due to a case of mistaken identity. During the Ottoman Empire, guinea fowl were exported from East Africa via Turkey to Europe, and the Europeans started calling the birds turkey cocks or turkey hens due to the trade route. So when Europeans first sailed to North America and discovered birds that looked similar to guinea fowl, they called them turkeys. So there you go. Now you know that. You're welcome, and I'm sure you can spew out some of that to your relatives, friends, neighbors, and whoever you're spending the day with. So to keep it going here, I did some polls on the internet, on social media, primarily Instagram, and I asked some traditional questions here of revolving around Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go ahead right into those right now. Thanksgiving turkey. I put the poll out there for white meat, dark meat, neither because I dislike turkey, or neither because I'm a vegan. And astoundingly, white meat was the winner at 63%, dark meat at 25%, neither stating they dislike turkey is 11%, and neither, and being a vegan, is 1%. So a couple of vegans put their votes in. Now, I always thought the dark meat was a little more flavorful. It's a little higher in fat. Therefore, it can taste a little more gamey, where the white meat can run a little more dry. But, hey, good for you guys. The white meat should have a higher protein content and a good calorie ratio to protein. So great. Good for you. Do you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? The answers are yes, I love it. No, it's too basic and commercial, or no, but it's on as background noise. 23% said yes, they love it. 41%, this was the winner, said no, it's too basic and commercial. And 36% said no, but it's on as background noise. As a traditional guy, I used to always throw this parade on, and whatever, just because it seemed to fit the day. But after a while, there's too many fucking commercials, too much BS, and just too many interviews, and just like, all right. It's just nonsense. Celebrities everywhere. I'm just over it. And it's on as, for me, it would be on as background noise. And, if you want my answer to the other one, dark meat would be my pick. Okay, so we talked about this one before due to that American Pie Council. So I asked everyone on Instagram their favorite pie for Thanksgiving Day. I have pumpkin, apple, pecan, and sweet potato as the options. Pumpkin pie was the winner on this poll, 42%, apple at 36%, pecan at 16%, and sweet potato at 6%. Unlike the American Pie Council, I do associate pumpkin pie with this day. Then again, it can also be Christmas, but whatever. Either pie goes for either day to me, and it's all preference. Simply ask sweet potatoes versus mashed potatoes. What's a close call? Mashed potatoes take it. 56% to 44% for sweet potatoes. I know there are mashed sweet potatoes that you could have that kind of combines all of it, but I did not put that in as an option. I'd go mashed potatoes because I like the buttery saltiness over the sweet and gooey sweet potato. Stuffing. Okay, so then I asked about stuffing here because really this is the most traditional dish for Thanksgiving, I think. This is one where you really only have it at Thanksgiving primarily. As I said, it's overrated, just soggy butthole bread. It's underrated and should be consumed more often, or it's properly rated, and I only eat it at Thanksgiving. Those are the options. So 22% think it's overrated, 23% think it's underrated and should be consumed more often, and 55%, which I agree with, properly rated and only eat it at Thanksgiving. So as you can see, the people do like the tradition of this food on this holiday. Next, I asked about football on Thanksgiving and what people think of that. And the options are, yes, it's the best part. They watch it. Yes, they watch it, but it's just traditional background noise, kind of like the parade. No, football is boring and distracts from family. And no, I boycott the NFL. So for the winner of this poll was yes, but as traditional background noise at 45%. So it seems as if most people like to have football on and either watch it casually or just have it on as part of the day, given the tradition of the holiday. 30% said yes, it's the best part. They love watching football all day. And 17% say no, because it's boring and distraction from family. And 8% are boycotting the NFL. All right. So I also asked personally to everybody what their favorite piece of food on the table is. So when you go to your Thanksgiving, and what is the number one thing that you look forward to? I'm just going to read them off quick because a lot of them here are repetitive because, there's only a few different classic dishes that run on the table. Some are on there. So Katie May 211 says her mom's cranberry relish. We got Karen Sion, who said, I called her kerosene. Mashed potatoes. Can't go wrong there. Joe Papa says sweet potatoes. Meglag 777. I'd rather do non-traditional, but I guess stuffing. So non-traditional. I wonder what non-traditional means. I guess you're having pasta. Maybe you're going pork like that other piece said. Who knows? The pre-feast devil's lettuce. Yeah, I think that means weed, says Joe Mac 88. He likes to get high before he dives into his Thanksgiving dinner, and I can't blame him. None of it, says Mitch So Fancy. To be honest, I'm more of a Christmas pasta kind of gal. Yeah, all right. I get it. I'm actually going to I'm planning to make a 3-cheese pumpkin rigatoni this year with spinach. I don't know how it's going to be, but I'll let you know. Papa Mike, my old man, he likes the cranberries. Jess DeTrana, she says her family's sweet cream corn recipe. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's always a good one, too. The Mexican carnivore, fam makes a cold pasta salad. I hate the ingredients individually, but when it comes together, I fuck with the salad. So hell yeah. The carnivore fucks with salad when it's made right. My Locky says green bean casserole. Tam's Lines then likes gravy and would drink it out of a wine goblet if it was socially acceptable. Now, Tam, you know me. I know you. If you want to drink gravy out of a wine glass, do it. Who cares? It's socially acceptable as long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself. That's my opinion. If you want to drink gravy out of a glass of anything, a mug, whatever, a bowl, if you want to just bring a whole just punch bowl around with gravy in it and just take a ladle and scoop it down your throat, who cares? If they don't like it, they can go in another room and watch football. Just have your gravy however you like it. Drink it. Go for it. Tiffany Millar likes green bean casserole, but it has to be made from scratch. Fit Fab Phillips is a pecan pie with vanilla ice cream type person. Melissa Keller likes cranberry sauce. Danny Fit 5 likes mashed potatoes. Dan and Jess, number 42, candied yams and pumpkin pie. Joe Skiba likes turkey. Bell's 12782 likes the stuffing. We got green bean casserole for Celeste Yang. A few more for stuffing. Handmade rolls by While Eating Bread. Crystal Hassapis likes turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy. I feel like that's the only time I get to eat 3 together. LOL. Well, you can eat those any day. You just need to buy turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy and eat that. Crystal, you can do it anytime. You don't have to wait for today or Thanksgiving or around this time of year. You can have turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy in the middle of June if you want. You can do that. It's legal. Okay, Crystal? All right. Melissa 83, green bean casserole and stuffing. And Body by Yoli likes pumpkin pie. DJ Wetton, crescent rolls. LOL. I guess laughing at crescent rolls. Deviled eggs for Major Charlotte. Wrigleyette likes turkey and stuffing. We got green bean casserole. Sarah Wyek likes cheeseburgers for Thanksgiving. That's good. There's no rules. You can have cheeseburgers on Thanksgiving. Nobody's saying otherwise. Jackie Manitakis is a pasta person. Becky DeStefano likes her stuffing. And the New Girl Fitness is into turkey. All right, a couple more. Elizabeth Ann likes mashed potatoes. The OC Stylist mashed potatoes. And my sister likes our home family recipe of potatoes. Okay. And then I also asked, what are you thankful for today? Now, there's a little bit of difference between thankfulness and gratitude, and I just kind of combined that. I actually put the word grateful in there. I did an episode last year about thankfulness versus gratitude, and I know it's kind of splitting hairs, and there's just words, just verbiage, but thankfulness is sort of in the moment type thing. Like if someone, you drop something and somebody picks it up and you say thank you, you're thankful for that person of what they did for that action in that moment. Gratefulness or gratitude is a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's being grateful even when shit sucks. When life sucks, it's getting down, shit blows, and you have the ability to have gratitude in your heart, and you can feel that, and you are that type of person that can do that. That's gratitude. That's the difference. It's actually very different because one of them is an instilled mentality that needs to be worked, and the other one is simply just an act of peacefulness and thankfulness. It's just thank you. It's just cordial. It's nice. So that's kind of how it's split up a little bit. So I think this day should be more about gratitude than thankfulness, but we'll call it what we want and do what we want. All right, so here's what some of the gallery was thankful for. Karen Sion is thankful for her dog. I'm sure many people are thankful for their dogs. Papa Mike, my old man, just simply said life, and I couldn't agree more. I think that's some good words of wisdom. You just be grateful for life, because if you don't have life, you got nothing else to be grateful for or thankful for. And I did put on here, I should mention, I asked, besides the traditional things like family, kids, your health, God, things like that. I said just other than those usual things, because if I was to ask this without that, we were going to get my health, God, this and that. That's it. I understand, but I wanted to filter those out because I think we were all grateful for those in some fashion. So M-Lag says, besides that stuff, bringing sexy back. So she's excited, or she's not excited, but thankful for bringing sexy back. Jess DeTrana is thankful for having a brain that thinks for itself. Joe Mack, 88, escaping a cult and spending Thanksgiving with a new adopted family. So I get that. Now, it's unfortunate, that sometimes politics run deep into people's veins and sever family events. I don't know if I think it's just coincidence that elections are held in early November, right before the holidays. But boy, that'll pump in some extra conversation topics that we probably don't want to be having. I think politics and holidays, as well as politics and social media, are two of the most lethal combinations for polarization amongst families. I'm part of that. I've done it. I'm getting myself away from that when I can. And it takes some self-control because you are just ingrained in these deep beliefs. And that's what politics do. They take these beliefs, these ideologies that tug at your heartstrings, and they connive and they manipulate their people for votes and for following, and they go for extremes. And it's an ugly thing out there. So, Joe, do what you got to do. Make good with your family if you can on these days. But, sometimes things are best left spread apart. And it's the way it is. The Mexican carnivore is grateful for progress, being better than I was at 35. That's a good one. That's a great mentality. I think the Mexican carnivore here is showing true gratitude because he's just thankful for what he has accomplished and what he has done. And he's just being better every year. So he's grateful for that. And that mentality will definitely improve emotional and mental health. My Lakey, that I survived the last 15 months of mental hell. And, I wouldn't pry more into that, but that's very valid. That's some straight gratitude there by her, that she's able to say that she survived 15 months of mental hell. A lot of people are going through a lot of shit in their head, and it's hard because we're all in our own perceptions. We all have our own traumas and pasts that have shaped us, and we kind of lazily live in that bubble ourselves. Our brain just kind of defaults to that, and to really start thinking outside of that and see things in other lights is very important. So again, if you need anything, you can bug me. I love it. If you ever need to talk, this is a good spot for me to say it. Social media, I'll give you my handles later. It's at MFS Wellness on Instagram. Just hit me up. I go through my own shit. I've been through some shit. I'm not an expert, but I'm someone that can talk and have a level conversation if you need somebody. So please reach out to me, and I will be happy to be a source of any help that I can provide, even if it's just for you to vent for a while. Tam's Lion's Den, having my Thanksgiving weeks ago because I am a American, spoiled little American. I forgot that Canada has their Thanksgiving in October, so she's already had that, and she's called me out here a bit, and Tam is a good friend, so she's all good to do that. So to my Canadian friends, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving 5 weeks ago. All right. Tiff Millar is grateful for her body and thankful for her body, and we all should be thankful for our body, no matter what it looks like, no matter how you feel in it. You have it. It moves. It lives. It's doing things. It's functioning. That's what it is. Anything else is just your own little improvements, whether they're aesthetic or any other way. Fit Fab Phillips, the fact I can make a living doing what I love. So that is something that is very, very important to be grateful for, is being able to generate income doing something that you enjoy doing is one of the greatest connections you can make for yourself in your life. I do my nutrition stuff. I have another job too. I work in sales, and I have for years. But, and then is that necessarily a love of mine? No, I can do it. I have moments where I'm in it and not as in it here and there, but it is great to love what you do. So if you have that, never lose sight of it. And don't get frustrated because work is work. Whenever you're dealing with humans and money, there's going to become uneasiness and unpleasantness at some point because there's disagreements in value and things and what they cost and timely payments and all that. So even with you do what you love, you're going to do some work, which any type of work is the combination of human beings and money with a transaction involved in so many ways. It's just what it is. So it's going to become like that. But just my best advice in the world is don't give up, because work your passion becomes your job. Because one of the worst things that can happen is that you start to resent your passion because it becomes like work. So being able to thread that needle and balance that out sounds like Fit Fab Phillips. Rachel, she's got it, and she does a great job on Instagram promoting health and wellness and motherhood and all that. So I'm a big fan of hers. Danny Fit 5, finally changing my life. And that's fine. You know what? Whatever that means to her is great. Change is good, and she's grateful for that change. So excellent. Celeste Yang, great person, good friend. She's grateful for this year specifically, almost a full year extension after my strokes. So unfortunately, Celeste had endured some strokes over the last year. And it's unfortunate. And I have spoken with her briefly, and she is, according to this year, doing well. And I'm happy to hear that. Sebastian Knowlton is thankful for legalized weed. I am too, Sebastian. I am too. Melissa 83, time. She's grateful for time. I'm thankful to spend time with those I love. And I couldn't agree more with Melissa. Time, well, I will sit here and tell you it doesn't exist. It exists as a man-made construct. It exists as the only way we can measure our existence. So I'm not going to get into that part, but yes, time is something to have gratitude for, because unlike money, which can be recouped, which can be earned again, you can't re-earn or recoup time. It's impossible. It's impossible. You can't time travel. You can't go back and redo. You can't move forward and go see something. You can't do anything. It doesn't exist. It's not in existence. It's always the present, and even by the time we process the present, it's in the past. So those are just kind of terms that we throw around related to time, but be grateful for every single second that you have, because this year, unfortunately, over the last 3 years, we've lost a family member in my family, my grandmother, my aunt, and my cousin, each year. So those are 3 people that are not here for the holidays any longer, and ones I would see as I was growing up. So a lot's changed there. So they don't have that time. They don't have any more holidays left. They've lived all theirs, and it's over, and they will not have another one. So if you're here for your Thanksgiving, if you walk into your Thanksgiving, no matter what it is, just remember those who have gone, and that they would love to be there, I'm sure, and they can't. We don't know where we go after this. All right, Body by Yo Lee, for the endless amounts of opportunities we have in life. I love that, because that is such a good statement by Yo Lee. It's, if you think about it, we have endless opportunities. And what I took from this, and I think this is the best entry, because we get down on ourselves, I do, when one opportunity shuts the door on you. And we don't think about the endless amount, as she says here, endless amount of opportunities we have in life, no matter what that is, whether that's a job, whether that's a passion, whether that's something you want to pursue, photography, writing, podcasting, whether that's with, a significant other, whatever it is, taking a class. I don't know. The endless opportunities. It's true. They're endless. The opportunities that we have. I never even thought that. There's that cough again. And I guess I'm grateful that it's going away. But Body by Yo Lee, great statement. DJ Wetton, the opportunity to keep trying, which is ironic. That came in right after that one. So DJ Wetton is also grateful for those opportunities to keep trying, which is similar to having endless opportunities. Because not only do you have endless opportunities that are different, you might have endless opportunities to keep trying at the same thing. So understand that it's never over in many cases. In many cases in life, what you think is over, you perceive as done and failed. It's not actually over. You have to look at your opportunities, like these last two. DJ Wetton and Body by Yo Lee have said, opportunities are everything. So know your opportunities and know that they don't end, and you will have so much more positivity going through. I need to take this one in myself. So I'm not preaching. I'm going off of their great words and agreeing to that. Okay, Major Charlotte, besides all the ones that I'd listed, is grateful for her cats. Okay, cats, pets, that's good. CA22768 says health, but even though that was listed already, that's okay. Becky DeStefano is grateful for her critical thinking skills, which have told her that mask wearing does nothing, and I agree. Wrigleyette, that my neighbor isn't moving because our kids love each other. Thank you. She's referring to me. And yes, our kids are fast friends. We moved into a new home last year, and Wrigleyette has 4 great children who play very well with mine, and what a blessing it is to have that sort of thing in a new neighborhood where you live. So thank you, Wrigleyette. We are grateful for you. Mike Kozik, nothing, he says, because what I said earlier in my post of what I asked, that covers everything that's important. So to him, health, family, God, everything else that I had listed in there is covered, and that's all it needs. So that's a good way to look at it, because I've sort of simplified my life to 4 aspects where if those 4 things are kind of good, everything's good, even if it's not perfect. So that's just a kind of a way to simplify your brain and sort of say, hey, if these things are good, everything is good. Even if there's some irritation, irritability, something isn't right, annoying, let it go, let it be. And just understand that the major shit is good, and it covers everything that's important. And that'd be your health, your family, your significant other, your kids, your job, your money, your finances, those types of things. Not in that order. I mean, in whatever order. I don't know. There is no order. That's your order. You make the order of what's important in your life. It's not up to me to decide that or anybody else. You have yours. You're an individual, and what your priorities are your priorities. And honestly, people can agree or disagree, and they may be correct in some way, but it's really just subjective to the person. Homes in Illinois. Every person that has given me a smile, a laugh, and a much-needed hug this year. Evelina Raphael, my realtor. Great entry there. And, she's always putting out positive information and a very good person to know. Elizabeth Ann is grateful for her new boyfriend, who is a truly good man. Congratulations, Liz. And the OC stylist is grateful for her job. So very good. So that's a lot of things that we are grateful for. I'm not going to rattle off mine. I just kind of piggyback off of everybody's. I got my own things that I'm happy about. I'll get into those another time. But we'll go back to finishing up, and this is the final poll. Are you going Black Friday shopping? The answer is, the options are yes, it's tradition and I love chaos. Yes, but only online. Or nope, not doing it. And nope, not doing it is the winner, clear cut. It's 70% of the votes. 28% said yes, but they'll only do it online. And 3% said yes, it's a tradition to go shopping on Black Friday, and they love the chaos. No wrong answers there. You like what you like. And that's the bottom line. So that will do it. That was the Thanksgiving episode that I wanted to do. And hey, you know what? I told you I wasn't going to say what I'm grateful for, but I say it every show. I'm grateful for people who listen, people who give me feedback, people who want to, who approached me, said they want to come and do an episode together. I don't care how many listeners this podcast gets. I enjoy doing this. I am happy for anyone who listens and provides the feedback, and anyone who wants to come on here and just shoot the shit. This is an open forum. We can talk about anything. And, as long as we're respectful and we're not going in the gutter and getting weird, it's all good. So if you want to do that, LinkedIn, but mostly Instagram is the best spot, at MFS Wellness. Even better, probably email mike@mfswellness.com. So this being a few days out from Thanksgiving, I would like to wish everyone listening a very happy Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy the time off. Enjoy the time with your family. If you're uneasy right now and you are at odds with any family members, this is a great time to potentially rectify that, should you feel that you want to. For me, I'm not going to get into my personal business, but what I do is that there's some people are best left disconnected. And in that case, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing or there has to be animosity, but it's just better you don't associate. And that's okay too. So, whatever you want to do and whatever's best for you is the way it is. So that is it. And I will be back with another one. We are getting into the holidays and it is going to get weird and wild. We got an election year coming up next year. So at this point next year, we're going to have another shit show. I'm scared about it. I don't like it. But it's coming. Let's hope 2024 is not a repeat of 2020 in any way or worse. But either that, grateful for everyone. As we've stated, have a wonderful Thanksgiving Day holiday, and we will talk to you on the next episode.